International Atomic Energy Association is the essentially policeman for the world's nuclear nonproliferation treaty. They're the ones, the inspectors. They were in Iraq. They're the ones that monitor and inspect, right? Now, they are being, as part of this deal, let into this facility in Parchin. The sense that one got from reading the initial AP was that the Iranians were going to be able to take their own samples and then just give them the IAEA and say, test that stuff. That stuff is, yeah, sure, it's from Parchin. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, that sounds terrible, right? But yes. No, that's not what's going to happen. I mean, it's a wonderful destructive leak, and you kind of got to admire the people who did it. But as best I can tell, what's going to happen is this. The Iranians have to answer questions about this facility, and the IAEA has already conducted an incredibly thorough investigation. And the last step of that is for the Iranians to submit some samples and to submit some photographs and video. The trick is, can the IAEA authenticate the photographs? And as I say, there will also be a site visit later. One thing that didn't get mentioned, the reporter, George John for AP, who wrote this, just sort of said, well, it's not clear how they're going to authenticate it. Like, that's a really important detail. And my understanding is the IAEA is incredibly confident that they can authenticate the samples and authenticate the pictures. And my understanding is also that they briefed the U.S. about this, and we red teamed it at one of the national laboratories, and that they're confident. So we have a lot of armchair inspectors who think they know better than the IAEA. But, like, I don't think they do.
Okay, but just walk me through this. So you say, so it is true that that Iran will hand over from Parchin some body of samples, videos, and photos. And they say, this is the stuff you're asking for, here it is. The degree to which that strikes a layperson as an invitation to cheating, what I'm hearing you say is that the actual investigators who actually have a body of data about this facility, whether the international ones or the American ones, are confident that they'll be able to tell if the Iranians are cheating when they hand that stuff over.
Right. And one of the things that was so frustrating about the AP story is if you read the notes, the reporter he's made the notes that he took on the document available. It specifically says that the IAEA has a plan to authenticate the samples and the photographs. And he just kind of says, but we don't know how that's going to happen. And it's frustrating because you think, like, wow, if we had a real reporter here, maybe they would ask that question and figure that out. Because it's pretty important. And as I say, I think both the IAEA and the U.S. government are pretty confident that they have in place a solid technical plan to do that.